Hello, welcome back to Access. I'm Nathan and this is a video about FIFA 21. We recently attended a presentation about the headline improvements being made to EA's flagship football title, and we've made this video to condense all that info and explain it to you. So here are 7 changes coming to FIFA 21 that you've been waiting for, or at least I have. Number 1 is the headline change for this year, I think, creative runs. While a lot of the annual changes to FIFA fix a particular problem or rebalance an aspect of gameplay, this looks like a real game changer, and it has to do with the way players make runs off the ball. There are 3 distinct bits to this. First, directed runs, where you direct a teammate to make a run while you're in possession of the ball by pressing one of the shoulder buttons and then directing that run very precisely using a flick of the right stick. Second is directed pass and go, which is similar but slightly different. Here you'll pass the ball to a teammate as normal, then use the flick of the right stick to direct where the player who's just passed the ball should go, basically deciding the trajectory of your own 1-2. And third, there's player lock, where you can press in both sticks at the same time to lock control to your current player while in attack. From there you can direct off the ball runs or even flick the stick to control another player for a particular play before flicking back. All 3 new systems are designed to give you more control in your creative attacking play and to make it feel like it's you rather than the decisions of AI teammates that are responsible for breaking down defences. Now on to number 2, which is Agile Dribbling, the name EA are giving to improvements they're making to the dribbling system this year. The gameplay team always talk about gathering feedback both from the community, more on that in a moment, and from real life football. This is an example of a change made because they realised their game couldn't replicate something that plays a big part in the real sport. Agile dribbling is all about taking on defenders in one-on-one situations, and about FIFA 21 being able to recreate the sense of threat and explosiveness that the most skillful attackers possess. Holding R1 and using the left stick will open up a new range of options when faced up against an opponent with fast footwork, better responsiveness and new skill moves at your disposal. A quick aside to say that, as ever, balancing the game as a whole is always crucial, and changes have also been made to tackling this year to give defenders a better sense of how to position themselves to win the ball. So it's not like agile dribbling is suddenly going to make attacking overpowered, especially since the effectiveness of that dribbling will, as always, be based on player attributes. Number 3, speaking of player attributes, that's a big part of our next change, positioning personality. This is a new dimension to attacking and defending, which is being added to FIFA to reflect how tactically astute players can impact a game. As in real football, some players just seem to know where to be. Attackers that find space and stay onside, or defenders that step into passing lanes at just the right moment. A new positioning attribute will come into play here, so it's not like this is just something that all players will do depending on whether they're good or bad. It'll sit alongside their existing qualities as a new element of play. Number 4. So far we've talked about very involved systems that really involve dozens of tiny tweaks and balances to the way the whole game of FIFA plays. But now we have some simpler ones, starting with natural collisions. Basically, community feedback and, everybody's eyes highlighted the fact that collisions between players can lead to overemphasized effects with piled up bodies and disrupted unrealistic passages of play. So now these have been toned down and made more believable. Similarly, number 5, manual headers is exactly what it sounds like, an option to turn on manual controls for headed shots and passes, thus removing the "that's not where I was pressing" defense once and for all, unless of course you turn the assists back on. Number 6 is a small thing, but my god, maybe the one I'm personally most excited about: Super Cancel, a simple button input that will override whatever it is you're doing. Skill move, shot, pass, 1-2, whatever. It's part of the emphasis on responsiveness in this year's game, and personally, it's going to be brilliant for when I know I have stacked up a pass or a shot I didn't mean to, and I usually just watch powerlessly as I kick the ball away. Finally, number 7, something good for online players. Another focus this year has been on removing toxicity from online play. We all know the little ways that exist within the game to wind up other players remotely, with time delays to set pieces during celebrations and intro cutscenes. We don't have a complete list of specifics, but the studio have confirmed they're working on what they call the flow of the FIFA experience to keep you playing, i.e. cutting down pauses, waits and interruptions where possible. Those are your big 7 headline changes, though like I mentioned, the truth about every new version of FIFA is that there are scores of small changes and improvements, and it's worth remembering FIFA 21 will be full of those too. There's a new competitor mode where the AI mimics the behaviour of the world's top FIFA players. There's the fact that all in-game players will now attempt skill moves when you input the controls, just sometimes badly, and there's been loads of work done on responsiveness, from skill move detection to frustrating player switching, all moments where the game misinterprets your input. Plus, there are loads of changes coming this year to Volta, Ultimate Team, and a big one, Career Mode. So give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to the channel to hear more about FIFA 21 and everything from the world of PlayStation.